The worst thing about Kendrick Lamar doing his show on the Super Bowl is everybody talking about Kendrick Lamar for the week since. Like, who cares?
Well, I care because they're saying now that he has broken Michael Jackson's record for the most watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time. Wow. And that's the version that they hold up as the iconic performance that says...
It doesn't... so maybe fine, but it doesn't matter how many people watched it. What matters is the quality of performance. Yeah. And Michael Jackson and Prince both are so far and above Kendrick Lamar.
Unfortunately, Prince gets left out of that conversation a lot.
That's unbelievable because Prince's performance of Purple Rain, when it was raining, was it was the most amazing performance ever. And it is as good as Michael Jackson's. Yeah. And possibly better, but still, like you can argue about those two. I am already sick and tired of the Kendrick Lamar discussion. I'm sick and tired of every time we talk about it, someone's calling someone racist for saying they don't like it. It is exhausting.
I mean, that became the predominant discussion after the. Actually, what it became is a weird version of, if you enjoy movie or if you look at film Twitter. They have what's called media literacy. And what media literacy is basically like, if you don't like this movie, it's because you're stupid and you didn't understand its message, when that's rarely, if ever, true. So a lot of people were saying it's if you didn't like this performance, either A, because you're racist, B, because you didn't understand it, or C, because you're just, I don't know, you're not.
I don't care what reason you want to assign. You can think that. It is totally irrelevant to me what you think about why I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
I did laugh too because, like, apparently the halftime show garners a lot of times more views than the actual game because sometimes, the two highest viewed halftime shows of all time are Kendrick's with 133.5 million, and then Michael Jackson's with 133.4 million. But like, what is like the games? I think just like the last one with Usher, or whatever year was with Usher, had 127.7 million people watched the game, but 129 people watched the show.
Yeah, right. I mean the Usher halftime show was good too.
Yeah, it was sweet. But what he has that anthem of hits, he has that what's not Pantheon, but like a discography of hits.
Yeah,
that should have been Lil Wayne. Can I say the popular thing? It should have been Lil Wayne. I think because it's in New Orleans. I don't know who made the oversight on that. They thought they could still keep the whole. I guess they could keep the whole beef thing going. Yeah. But
I mean, look, the fact of the matter is Kendrick Lamar has 0 crossover songs. Right. Like there are no songs that grandmas know. There are no songs that people that are outside of the rap world know. Which Kendrick Lamar is fine as a rapper. I mean, I know that he's very popular. He's very successful. He's got a huge fan base, but it's narrow. The stuff you're going to put on the NFL halftime show should be stuff that crosses over into other genres, gets people that don't listen to that style of music, but they still know those songs. If you don't do that, you're just catering to a narrow audience. And I don't care who doesn't like the fact that I'm saying this. That's just true, right? That's just a factual statement. It's not about whether or not it was good or I liked it. I didn't care for it. I didn't even dislike it. It's just it was a bad idea to have a guy with such a narrow fan base.
I agree.
There's a $20 from Sharkbait Fitz. Just saying, NHL Four Nations tournament has started since the Super Bowl ended. Top players representing their own countries in a best-on-best tourney. Good time to get into the best sport in the world. Are you Canadian, my friend? Are you Canadian?
Hey, I like hockey. I'm not Canadian.
Yes.
Hockey's a good
I'm an
sport. It's a good old American sport.
It's a good old American sport.
I'm honorary Canadian because I'm from Minnesota. I'm not proud of that, but it's just the sad fact of the matter. Well, when it comes down to it, it's Jay-Z is Rock Nation. Rock Nation does all that stuff for the Super Bowl. So does maybe you would know this better than me, Serge. Does Jay-Z have a problem with Lil Wayne now? They worked together in the past, so I imagine they don't.
I knowing Lil Wayne and like how he is, and just having, I've not worked with him or anything like that, but all the footage I've seen of him, I think he literally would be like, oh well, like it's not a big, it's not like at the end of the world for him to, because there will be more Super Bowls potentially in New Orleans, and I mean Lil Wayne is also maybe, like Phil is saying, maybe not the person that really I don't know. I don't think my mom knows who Lil Wayne is.
He's got crossover though.
He does have more potential than
he does,
only because of the sheer amount of time that he's been in the public spotlight.
When I think of crossover for artists like that, it's usually like they have a mainstream hit that has a pop star on a chorus, right? Like that on the hook.
But I mean, like if you look at Rihanna's Super Bowl, like it was like 2 years ago, she also has just discography of hits and go track for track for track for track.
That even if you don't like,
it could have been. Why didn't Taylor Swift why didn't she just like pick up the slack and do a Super Bowl performance?
Has she already done one?
Because Beyonce and Taylor Swift had beef before.
Oh, that's why.
And Jay-Z's definitely not going to do that.
Well, somebody said something really funny online. They said like because Jay-Z does Rock Nation and the Super Bowl is in February, they'll never have a white artist be on the Super Bowl again. I said I don't know about that, but it's possible.
I mean, I don't imagine that there'll be a white artist doing Super Bowl for a long time.
At least headlining it.
Yeah,
because Eminem did.
Well, I could have seen Post Malone. If anybody, I would have thought Post Malone would have had a shot at it.
Yeah,
I think a modern artist. I thought he had a huge year, and now people like my mom and dad do know who Post Malone is. It's not because he's white; it's because his music that he's releasing is within the even someone like Jelly Roll. And I don't think the guy's like the guy that I think is the best dude to have on the thing because he's not big enough really. But I don't know. Big. It's just you could have went a different direction with it. It's New Orleans.
Yeah, there's memes now where it's like the guy. It's like the guy being chased around and being force fed, and it says "me" anytime Jelly Roll comes up. The media just wants to shove Jelly Roll down your throat. The point was, I guess, more was they talk about this record that was broken and the amount of views on YouTube. Now, I was wondering if it was like funny business with the numbers, because a lot of times they'll like stuff together the digital numbers with the live viewership numbers. That's not what they did here, but it also helped him grow as far as becoming the biggest rap artist on Spotify. He won 5 Grammys.
Kendrick Lamar?
Before. Yes. He's now he's surpassed Drake, and Drake's numbers are now dropping heavily, and he just released a new album right now that's very, very
good.
People were saying
Drake is a pedophile,
mediocre.
so
yeah, good. I'm fine with that.
So I thought all of it was interesting, and I would be interested to know, like, if you could have hired someone, Serge, who would you have brought on to, like, who would be? You kind of mentioned Post Malone, but who else would you bring on to do the Super Bowl?
You could go to, I mean, if you want to do like singer-songwriters, you have to have people that you can't do someone that's just brand new because they don't have enough songs to do a whole performance and make it like cool. Like Phil's saying, that part of his performance. Like I watched Prince's halftime show. I don't even remember what year that was, but it was just sick.
I want to say
2007. Yeah, it was in high school. It was sick, dude. It was an amazing performance. I don't know. I'm trying to think I think honestly my vote would be Post Malone. Maybe I would say like, I'm trying to think of what other country artists. There's that one country artist. I forget his name now. Had a great run. Morgan Wallen
is very big now,
and that's what I was thinking. Morgan Wallen could definitely be someone to put that in there. I don't know if there would be someone from the South that I'm missing, but I think Morgan Wallen in New Orleans would be huge.
There are right now you're being put on the spot. There are definitely artists that could do that, could perform at the Super Bowl that have crossover power. I think Metallica could do it because Metallica's been around long enough where and they've been a household name since the Black Album in 1991 or 1992.
Long. That's exactly what I'm saying. It has to have that household name.
They could play song I would hope that they wouldn't do any of their new stuff, any of the stuff they've written in the past.
And they haven't done one, right?
25 years. When they play shows, they play new songs. Yeah. They don't. They play long shows. They do all the songs that you want to hear. You're gonna hear. You're almost guaranteed to hear all the big songs you want to hear. Then you're also going to hear songs like they still do Battery, they still do Damage Incorporated, they still do Blackened, they still do like all the songs that you kind of would hope to hear, but that like your average like
your B-sides.
Yeah, you're not Metallica super fans may not know about them, or non-metal fans wouldn't know about them.
Jeremy Harbin in the chat says Imagine Dragons. That's a bannable offense.
That's
actually Imagine Dragons is becoming the new not Creed, but
that's what I would say. The new, but I mean at the same time.
Like they're getting memed on heavily. It's become like its own genre.
I mean, I've been a cable page for them on 2 of their events in Utah, University of Utah, and then also I think one was in Provo. I don't really remember anymore. It was years ago now, and I've had him like the frontman for their band like yelling in my face, "Radioactive, whoa, whoa, oh, oh." making the O face, and I just don't know if I can ever live that down.
It is its own genre of music now. There was like some other
People
artist
like it,
that
man.
we played for where this guy did the acapella. I forget that guy's name, like Benson Boone or something like that, and it's all sounds the same to me, but that's just my personal opinion on it.
Yeah.
The point was 91.1 million Spotify listeners now surpassing Drake, which I guess was the whole point because the whole show was petty against Drake, and 154% increase in streams, and that actually kind of proves the point of what the Super Bowl is supposed to be for the artists, because from what I understand, they are not paid to do that performance. They're paid it's literally you're going to get paid in exposure.
Yeah.
Like every freelance artist has ever heard, anytime they get asked to do something, they're like, well, I can't pay you, but I can pay you in exposure. That's the Super Bowl right now. Jay-Z's like, I can't pay you, but I can pay you in exposure.
I have so much exposure dollars right now. Just you guys have no idea. That's the next big crypto is exposure dollars.
Exposure
Thank
dollars.
you. Jason in the chat, it was Nickelback. That's what I was like, the new Nickelback, not the new Creed.
Okay.
You know, they became a meme after a period of time,
That
and
makes
now
sense.
Imagine Dragons are the new Nickelback, which maybe in like 10 to 15 years, people will come around and be like, oh, I always liked them, even though
I meant
dunking on
like
them now.
anthemic band that has like those really anthem-y type songs that everyone can sing along to. That's what I meant. That's what I meant by Creed.
Well,
but
that's-
Nickelback makes sense. They
Yeah,
are
I mean,
memeing the
that's-
hell out
that's-
of Imagine Dragons. I've
that's-
made some jokes myself.
That's
in
the
the
whole
past.
point. It's like whoever's doing the Super Bowl halftime show should be crossover
Totally agree.
genres.
Totally agree.
You know, whether it be someone like, you know, I mean, whether it be Dr. Dre, who's been around long enough that almost everybody knows at least some of his stuff, has heard some of his stuff. I mean, like Snoop Doggy Dogg is doing
Snoop would've been
videos
great, dude.
He's doing commercials
great.
with what's her name, the
Martha Stewart.
ex-con. They're both ex-cons, right?
That's my biggest pet peeve in Hollywood is fake friendships where you know that their agent called their agent and they're like, hey, let's make this video and make it seem like we're friends, and then weirdos on Twitter are like, look at how cool these two are together. I'm like, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
They likely don't like each other. All right. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.